I'm delighted now to be joined by the new Tipperary football manager, Paul Kelly. Paul, I suppose coming into a role like this, it's a big challenge. Coming down to Tipperary, Division 4, you've been involved with many teams over a good number of years, both at club level and also obviously you were involved with Wicklow as well in more recent times. What attracted you to Tipperary, Paul?
I think Tipperary has a proud history in GAA. It has a proud history in Gaelic football. I think people forget that Tipperary has won a number of All-Irelands many years ago maybe, but have been a force and can be a force, and as recently as a few years ago we won a Munster final, So to be honest, when Conor gave me a call and we connected, I thought it was an opportunity to bring forward a group, and when we met, I decided I wanted to take that opportunity.
Yeah, and of course, then coming into an inter-county setup, obviously, as I said, you have been involved maybe as in a coaching and selectorial role with Wicklow and that, but this is a big step now coming in as a manager. And I'm sure over the last number of weeks since you've come to Tipperary to meet the players, to meet your new backroom team and selectors and all that, that has come home to you, the challenge that lies ahead.
Yeah, look, I suppose I'm very lucky from a business perspective to have managed a lot of people a lot of the time over 30 years in financial services. Similarly, my own inter-county background goes back to Kildare Ladies 2009-2011, and then obviously working with a good club, my own club in Dublin, and indeed being involved in Wicklow. I believe it's given me a good bit of experience over the years. I said to Oisin back in June that I thought I would like to go back in and start managing again. And getting this opportunity now and meeting our own management team, people who were already with Tip, and then my own guys, and merging those together, and obviously seeing the enthusiasm of the players as well. I think we're well set up. It is a busy time, but that's what you expect at this level.
And just talking about your own backroom team, obviously people in Tipperary will be familiar with Mick O'Sullivan and Paul Fitzgerald. Paul, of course, probably one of the greatest football goalkeepers Tipperary has ever had, and he's now been involved with coaching. He was involved obviously with inter-county level with Tipperary previously, involved with commercials now at the moment. Mick O'Sullivan has been involved with many club teams and inter-county teams in Tipperary through the years as well. But maybe some of the other guys that are coming in with you, Paul, maybe you just might tell us a small little bit about the other members of your backroom team.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, getting Michael and Paul involved was very important to me and the broader group. I think it's very important that the Tipperary history and culture, and I know Michael has a bit of Kildare blood in him as well, but having that Tipperary history and culture in the group, I think is very important. It gives us an insight into what's available across the county, and very much, as the players have heard from me, we're about a blank canvas. I'm not interested in what went before, I'm interested in what history we can make together. So it's open to everybody. I believe there's a rough diamond in a junior club as much as there's a good diamond, a proven diamond in a senior club, and that's what we're trying to unearth, and that's what we're trying to focus on. In terms of my own management team, Hugh Kenny, Hugh obviously played at a very good level of football himself, an All-Ireland club winner, a Leinster Hall of Fame footballer, and the top coach in the Leinster area. And Hugh and I would know each other from when Davis's and Baltinglass would have had battles in the late 80s, early 90s. And obviously Hugh helped me when I was at Naas as well, and made a very significant contribution to the change in coaching philosophy there from that side of it. Paddy O'Connor. Paddy's worked with Johnny McGee and Paul Beelan in 4 different counties, and Paddy himself has a strong history in both performance analysis and in player coaching and management with his own home club in Blessenden and a number of other clubs, and he was also with me in Kildare Ladies. Going aside from that, Adrian O'Brien, who had the county board had been talking to before I took the position on the S&C side. Adrian, was with Clare Hurlers last year. Previous to that, spent 4 years with the Limerick footballers. Very impressive CV, and since we met and talked through our own philosophies, I'm delighted to have him on board, And then we've got Michael Burns, obviously, on the performance analysis, etc. And Michael, again, another Tipp chap who obviously travelled to Offaly with Liam Cairns as well. And delighted to have him back. Other people involved, Amy Maguire, Dr. Scully, Claire on the masseur side. We're putting together, obviously, some of the medical team at the moment. But they're sort of the key people at this moment in time.
So that's really a good backroom team that you have built, Paul, to be fair, and people can be reassured, and indeed the players can be reassured that they're going to get the top level of attention from all those guys. Great expertise, and that's going to really be good for Tipperary football for the coming years, I'd imagine, and I'm sure that you're really looking forward to that challenge as well.
Yeah, look, I think understanding where Tipperary is at the moment in Division 4, bringing that group forward, or redeveloping a group, which I think is the best way of looking at it, moulding what's there with some new, brings us on an exciting journey that I'm committed to for at least 3 years from that side of it. And I think the group are looking forward to that. And as I say, I'm player-centric by nature. Any team that I've been with will testify that. And I think so far the County Board are aligned with wanting the best for the footballers going forward.
And if we look a little bit towards the upcoming championship and the upcoming season 2024, Division 4 National Football League, some very tough tasks await you, the team there, both home and away. But I'm sure that you're going to be planning for each game individually, going to be looking at the opposition, as obviously you will do, and prepare and plan for each game with the aim, obviously, of getting out of Division 4 next year. Yeah,
look, I mean, we've a 3-year journey, please God, ahead of us. But there's no point in not saying anything other than, the league coming forward at the end of January, Carlow here in the first night, that is our championship. It's one of a few next year, but it is our first championship up, and it has to be treated like that. Obviously, I've probably had a good insight into some of the Division 4 competitors that we're going to face over the season, having met them last year, at least once in some cases. I think Carlow we met 2 or 3 times from that side of it, and we obviously played Longford as well in the Totland Cup. So look, again, with Michael's help, Paddy's help and the group, I think we need to focus on ourselves first, make sure that the basics of what we want to try and achieve are covered, and then obviously look at the opposition and take each game as it comes. Of course, and I suppose talking about the league and talking about Tipperary's home games and things like that, there would be, I suppose, a train of thought with some people in Tipperary in relation to, the venues for our home games. And, what is your thought in relation to playing home games in FBD Simple Stadium? Do you think it's a plus? Do you think it's a minus? What do you really feel is the best thing for the Tipperary footballers for their games? I put it like this: I'm a dub by birth. I'm very proud of it. The first evening I walked into Semple Stadium with the guys to have a look around the facilities, the hairs stood up in the back of my neck. And if there was a doubt about why I wanted to come here, there wouldn't be after it. Why would you not want to play in a theatre of dreams, which is Semple Stadium? Absolutely. So I think everybody knows where you and your management team stand on that one, and we look forward to, please God, some fantastic days in FBD Simple Stadium over the coming years. Paul, just maybe to finish up with you, and to thank you for taking the time out as well to talk to Tipp GAA TV. Your hopes, your aims, your aspirations for Tipperary football over the course of the next couple of years. Yeah, look, unashamedly, our vision that we've talked to the players about is to put Tipperary football to be consistently in the top 3 in the Munster area. That's what we want to achieve. We obviously want to achieve promotion out of Division 4, and I believe, ultimately get into at least Division 2. But Division 4 is where it's at now, and we need to get out of there. And of course, you have put an extensive amount of work into bringing in players into the
the squad or the training squad for the time being to try and get the best players that are available to you in Tipperary. Obviously the Clonmel commercial guys up to this point haven't been available to you, but I'm sure you're looking forward to those guys coming back, bringing their knowledge and their experience into what you're putting together with the other players as well, and building, please God, something special.
Yeah, look, we have a group of 58 currently, including the Clonmel lads. Obviously we want Clonmel to go as far as they possibly can for the good of their own club, but also for the good and standing of Tipperary football. So we're heading over to watch Dingle now, and hopefully that result will go the right way, and obviously those lads will come in a couple of weeks after that. But there's a very competitive group there. The panel will be open to us probably into January from that side of it as we form a group. So again, the door's open to people who may not have declared to now, but we're starting off with some challenge games over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll bring together a very competitive panel by the end of it. Yes,
and I suppose similar to your counterparts on the hurling panel, people can expect to have the senior football panel announced or nailed down, or whatever you like to say, sometime towards the end of January.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there's lads maybe who have decisions to make, and we want to be open to those decisions from that side of it. And as I say, we want to take as long as we possibly can, within reason, to get to know the chaps around the county and to give them a fair opportunity. And then, you know, look at what's there for 2024 with a view to 25 as well.
Well, Paul, once again, can I thank you very, very sincerely for taking the time out today to talk to Tipp GAA TV. I look forward to talking to you loads and loads more times over the course of 2024, and I wish you you and your management team and the players the very, very best to look going forward.
No, thanks very much, Jonathan. Thank you.